Welcome back to General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the exciting developments unfolding in Port Charles as we dive into the dramatic events set for Monday, March. Prepare yourselves for unexpected twists, dangerous sabotage, and emotional confrontations that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Lucky Spencer will face a terrifying realization when he discovers what Christina Corinthos Davis has done. The horror that washes over him will be palpable as he connects the dots and understands the gravity of the situation involving Elizabeth and Rick. This revelation comes at the worst possible time, as Lucky had been making significant progress in rebuilding his relationship with Elizabeth, even planning weekend getaways that showed promise for their future together. The mistaken sabotage of Rick Lansing's vehicle by Christina will create a potentially life-threatening situation, especially since Elizabeth Baldwin will be traveling with Rick when this occurs. What started as Christina's attempt to target Ava Jerome has spiraled into a dangerous scenario that could have fatal consequences for innocent parties. Christina's vengeful actions stem from a heated confrontation with Ava at her apartment, where threats were exchanged and tensions escalated beyond control. Earlier, at Charlie's pub, Lucky had been sharing details about his weekend plans with Elizabeth when speaking with his sister Lulu Spencer. The conversation had a tinge of concern as Lulu appeared worried that Lucky and Elizabeth might be rushing their reunion. Lucky sensed his sister's reservations, interpreting her reactions as disapproval of his rekindled romance with Elizabeth. This family dynamic adds another layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Meanwhile, Sasha Gilmore Corbin finds herself in a precarious position as she issues a cryptic warning to someone about keeping quiet about it. This mysterious situation could relate to evidence of Jen Sidwell's payment following their arrangement, or perhaps something connected to a baby-related secret Sasha is desperately trying to protect. The fraternity secret she's guarding requires constant vigilance, putting immense pressure on her already complicated life. Anna Devane will take time for introspection, reflecting on her past choices and considering what her future might hold. This contemplative moment might lead to significant decisions that could alter her path moving forward. Anna's history in Port Charles has been filled with both triumphs and regrets, making this period of reflection particularly meaningful for her character development. At General Hospital, an unusual alliance forms as Tracy Quartermaine informs Elizabeth Baldwin that Monica Quartermaine fully agrees with her position. This rare moment of unity between these typically adversarial women highlights the seriousness of the situation regarding Drew Quartermaine and the controversial Quartermaine crypt situation. Their joint opposition to Drew's actions demonstrates how his recent decisions have alienated even his family members. The Quartermaine crypt controversy continues to escalate as Ezra Boyle prepares to move forward with demolition plans following Drew's dance. When Ezra informs Giovanni Gio Palmieri, Emma Drake, and Trina Robinson that nothing can stop this process, Emma takes dramatic action to prove him wrong. Her extreme measures illustrate the passionate opposition to destroying this historical family landmark. Drew Quartermaine himself will be dealing with relationship challenges as he senses that Curtis Ashford has influenced Kai Taylor against him. Determined to clear the air, Drew will seek an opportunity to present his perspective, hoping to change Kai's opinion. This situation demonstrates how Drew's recent controversial decisions have affected his standing in the community and his personal relationships. The complex web of relationships in Port Charles continues to evolve, with alliances shifting and new conflicts emerging. The tension between Ava Jerome and Christina Corinthos Davis has reached a boiling point, resulting in dangerous consequences that will ripple through the community. Their mutual animosity has created a volatile situation that now threatens innocent bystanders like Elizabeth and Rick. The Quartermaine family drama provides another fascinating storyline, with the crypt controversy dividing family members and creating unexpected alliances. Tracy and Monica's rare agreement shows how Drew's actions have united even longtime adversaries against him. This family conflict represents the ongoing struggle between preserving history and embracing change that often characterizes the Quartermaine dynamics. Sasha's secretive behavior adds an element of mystery to the unfolding drama. Her warning about keeping something hidden suggests significant consequences if the truth comes to light. Whether related to financial dealings with Jen Sidwell or her closely guarded paternity secret, Sasha walks a dangerous line between truth and deception. The relationship between Lucky and Elizabeth continues to develop, though not without complications. Lulu's apparent concern about their pace reflects the complex history between these characters and the potential for both healing and heartbreak. As Lucky later discovers Christina's dangerous mistake, his newfound happiness with Elizabeth may be threatened by circumstances beyond his control. Anna's reflective moment stands in contrast to the active conflicts surrounding her. Her consideration of past regrets and future possibilities suggests a potential turning point for her character. This introspection might lead to significant decisions that could alter her trajectory in Port Charles. The demolition plans for the Quartermaine crypt represent more than just a physical change. They symbolize the ongoing tension between honoring tradition and embracing progress. Emma's extreme actions to prevent this demolition highlight the passionate attachment some characters feel toward preserving family history and legacy. As these dramatic events unfold in Port Charles, viewers can anticipate intense confrontations, unexpected alliances, and potentially life-threatening situations. The mistaken sabotage of Rick's car creates a ticking time bomb scenario that threatens Elizabeth's safety and could have far-reaching consequences for multiple characters. The intricate web of relationships and secrets continues to drive the compelling drama that makes General Hospital a captivating viewing experience. Next, we will learn about the issue of Valentin Cassadine's mysterious identity that could turn Port Charles upside down. Our beloved anti-hero might be harboring a secret so explosive it would redefine everything we thought we knew about him and his place in the soap universe. The passionate plea for nostalgia rings through the halls of daytime television as fans clamor for connections to beloved canceled soaps. Hey GH, while you're at it, bring back Blair Kramer. This sentiment echoes the yearning many viewers feel for the rich tapestry of characters from One Life to Live and All My Children that once graced their screens daily. The potential Valentin Will revelation presents a perfect opportunity to weave together the fractured ABC soap universe, creating a cohesive narrative that honors the legacy of these iconic shows. Isn't it about time we rekindled the magic that was lost when AMC and OEL went off the air over a decade ago? The passionate fanbase certainly thinks so, and social media has been ablaze with theories and hopes for more crossover elements. The implications of Valentin potentially being Will Courtland would send shockwaves through Port Charles that would rival any earthquake the fictional town has endured. If this bombshell drops while Valentin faces incarceration, a situation he's unlikely to remain in for long, given his resourcefulness, what would it mean for his carefully constructed relationships? His connection to Charlotte would be fundamentally altered, potentially stripping away her Cassadine heritage entirely. The ripple effects would touch everyone from Anna to Nina to Victor, reshaping alliances and enmities that have defined Port Charles for years. Family ties in soap operas are sacred threads that, when pulled, can unravel entire character histories and future storylines. The tantalizing possibility that WSB Chief Jack Brennan is concealing the truth about Valentin's identity adds layers of intrigue to an already complex character. What if the suave, dangerous man we've known as Valentin Cassadine has been living an elaborate lie? Perhaps he never carried Cassadine blood at all, which would mean Charlotte isn't a Cassadine either, a revelation that would devastate the young girl who has proudly embraced her supposedly royal heritage. This theory works brilliantly within the current Port Charles landscape, creating opportunities for dramatic confrontations and emotional reckonings. The alternative that Valentin wasn't who he claimed to be back in Pine Valley offers interesting possibilities, but doesn't pack quite the same punch for today's storylines. The seemingly innocent passport scene has ignited a firestorm of speculation among eagle-eyed viewers with long memories. Could this be more than just an Easter egg for devoted fans? While it's possible this was simply a playful nod to ABC soap history, perhaps suggested by James Patrick Stewart himself or inserted by nostalgic writers, the deliberate nature of the reference suggests something more significant might be brewing. Soap operas rarely introduce such specific details without intention, and the writers may be laying groundwork for a major revelation that will redefine Valentin's character and his place in Port Charles. This potential storyline offers a brilliant way to honor the rich history of ABC daytime while creating fresh, compelling drama for current viewers. The passports Valentin retrieved from his former residence, now occupied by Sonny Corinthos, contained names that sent longtime ABC soap fans into a frenzy of speculation. The documents identified Valentin as Will Courtland and Charlotte as Melanie Courtland, names intimately familiar to All My Children aficionados. Will Courtland was indeed portrayed by James Patrick Stewart years ago on AMC, while Melanie was Will's sister in Pine Valley. This connection is too specific to be coincidental, especially in a genre where nothing happens by accident. The writers have planted seeds that could grow into a storyline bridging different soap universes, potentially explaining Valentin's mysterious past and his exceptional ability to reinvent himself. The question remains, was this merely a wink to devoted fans, or the first hint of a game-changing revelation? Valentin's recent behavior adds fuel to the speculation fire. He's been at his enigmatic best, engaging in verbal sparring matches with Sonny Corinthos that showcase his razor-sharp wit and unflappable demeanor. His interactions with Anna Devane have been equally fascinating, as he carefully avoids providing explanations that might compromise her position. But did he intentionally drop a hint about his true identity during these exchanges? His characteristic smirk and cryptic comments suggest a man who enjoys playing with fire, perhaps even daring someone to discover his secret. The calculated charm that has become Valentin's trademark could be masking a truth far more shocking than anyone in Port Charles could imagine. The swirling rumors about Valentin's true identity have captivated the General Hospital fandom. Could our favorite morally ambiguous rector, with a heart of gold, be harboring a secret that would redefine his entire existence in Port Charles? The evidence is mounting that Valentin Cassadine might not be who he claims to be. The mysterious acquisition of passports bearing names from Pine Valley raises profound questions. How did he obtain these documents? Why would he assume the identity of someone presumed dead for so long? Has Valentin been living an elaborate double life throughout his time in Port Charles? These questions have dominated fan forums and social media discussions, with viewers combing through years of footage for clues they might have missed. The potential revelation about Valentin Cassadine represents one of the most explosive secrets ready to detonate in Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers indicate that our beloved bad boy with unexpected depths of compassion might be concealing information that will fundamentally alter the soap's landscape. The passionate speculation among viewers has reached fever pitch, with theories ranging from simple identity theft to complex conspiracies involving multiple soap universes. The writers have masterfully planted seeds of doubt about Valentin's true nature, creating a mystery that spans decades and potentially connects different ABC daytime dramas in ways fans have long hoped for. This potential storyline offers General Hospital a unique opportunity to honor its sister soaps while creating fresh, compelling drama. If Valentin truly is Will Courtland, the implications would extend far beyond his personal relationships. It would represent a bold move to acknowledge the shared universe of ABC soaps, potentially opening doors for other character crossovers or references. For longtime viewers who have followed multiple ABC daytime dramas, this would be a deeply satisfying acknowledgement of their loyalty and investment in these interconnected worlds. The technical aspects of such a revelation would require careful handling. Will Courtland was presumed dead in Pine Valley years ago, which means explaining his survival and subsequent identity change would demand creative storytelling. The writers would need to craft a narrative that respects both General Hospital's current continuity and All My Children's established history. This challenge, however, is precisely what soap writers excel at, creating plausible explanations for seemingly impossible situations. The emotional impact on Port Charles residents would be equally compelling to explore. How would Anna react to learning the man she's loved isn't who she thought? What would this mean for Charlotte's understanding of her heritage and identity? Would the Cassadines reject Valentin entirely? Or might some family members, particularly those with their own secrets, show unexpected empathy? These human elements would ground the sensational revelation in relatable emotional territory. From a production standpoint, this storyline would allow James Patrick Stewart to showcase his remarkable range as an actor. Having portrayed both characters, he could bring nuanced insights to the revelation, perhaps even incorporating elements of Will's personality that have been subtly present in Valentin all along. The opportunity for Stewart to revisit aspects of a character he played years ago, now filtered through his growth and experience as an actor, could result in truly exceptional performances. As we eagerly await confirmation of this potential bombshell, one thing remains certain. General Hospital continues to honor its rich history while finding innovative ways to surprise and delight its dedicated audience. Whether Valentin is truly Will Courtland or this was simply a playful nod to soap history, the speculation alone has reinvigorated discussions about the interconnected world of ABC daytime dramas and the characters we've welcomed into our homes for decades. Next, we will learn about the issue of Jason Morgan's desperate plan to reunite Sonny and Carly following her near-fatal poisoning incident. The stone-cold enforcer might be cooking up a strategy that could reshape Port Charles's most iconic power couple once again. The question hanging in the air like a thick fog over the Port Charles harbor is whether this potential Carson reunion would satisfy longtime viewers or feel like a forced plot device. Is this really the narrative trajectory fans have been hoping for? A reconciliation born not from genuine rekindled passion, but from strategic necessity? The complex history between Sonny Corinthos and Carly Spencer has always been characterized by their magnetic pull toward each other, despite overwhelming obstacles. Their relationship defined by both destructive toxicity and unbreakable loyalty. Their love story has weathered countless storms, affairs, betrayals, mob violence, and even presumed deaths. Yet a reunion orchestrated as a security measure would represent uncharted territory even for this volatile pair. Many dedicated viewers have expressed mixed feelings across social media platforms and fan forums about another potential Cars and reconciliation. Some loyal supporters of the couple believe their endgame, regardless of the circumstances that bring them back together, while others argue that their relationship has run its natural course and should remain in the past. The writers face the delicate challenge of honoring the couple's significant history while acknowledging their personal growth apart from each other. If Jason's plan succeeds, the resulting reunion would need to evolve organically beyond its strategic origins to satisfy the emotional investment fans have made in these characters over decades. Carly's current infatuation with WSB chief Jack Brennan presents a significant obstacle to Jason's potential matchmaking scheme. Despite the glaring red flag that Jack's presence in her life literally resulted in her poisoning, Carly remains enchanted by her dashing savior. Her attraction to powerful, dangerous men has been a consistent character trait throughout her Port Charles tenure, but her feelings for Jack seem to have developed a surprising depth. Jason faces an uphill battle in convincing her to abandon this budding romance for what he perceives as the greater good. The irony isn't lost on viewers that Carly, who has survived countless mob-related dangers as Sonny's wife, nearly died from poison intended for her new love interest, a supposed safer option than her ex-husband. The emotional complexity of asking Carly to essentially perform a relationship with Sonny for security purposes cannot be overstated. While she has always maintained a certain loyalty to Sonny as the father of her children and her longtime partner in crime, sometimes literally, requesting that she set aside her personal happiness for strategic protection feels like a significant ask, even from her most trusted confidant. Jason's suggestion might trigger memories of the numerous times Carly has sacrificed her own desires for the sake of Sonny's empire and safety. At what point does self-preservation outweigh her willingness to return to a relationship pattern that has caused her considerable pain? Meanwhile, Sonny's evident displeasure regarding Carly's relationship with Brennan might make him more receptive to Jason's plan, particularly if it's framed as necessary for Carly's protection rather than his own vulnerability. The strategic value of a united Corinthos front cannot be underestimated in the dangerous landscape of Port Charles. Jason, in his unparalleled understanding of the mob world's dynamics, recognizes that perception often dictates reality in their precarious ecosystem. A publicly reunited Sonny and Carly would send a powerful message to potential enemies. The Corinthos organization remains unassailable despite Sonny's health concerns. This calculated approach to relationship status as a security measure reflects the pragmatic, chess-like thinking that has kept Jason alive through countless mob wars and vendettas. His strategic mind is working overtime, analyzing vulnerabilities and potential threats from every angle and concluding that a Carson reunion might be the most effective defensive maneuver available. Sonny's atrial fibrillation diagnosis has created a ticking clock scenario that amplifies Jason's concerns exponentially. With cardiac surgery still months away on the horizon, Sonny faces an extended period of vulnerability that enemies could exploit with devastating consequences. The timing couldn't be worse. Sonny's organization faces threats from multiple directions, including rivals eager to capitalize on any perceived weakness. Jason's anxiety isn't merely hypothetical. He's witnessed firsthand how quickly power vacuums can form and be filled in the criminal underworld. The prospect of losing both his closest allies within a short time frame has triggered Jason's protective instincts to unprecedented levels. His typically stoic demeanor has given way to visible concern, a rare emotional display that underscores the severity of the situation from his perspective. The poisoning incident that nearly claimed Carly's life has fundamentally altered Jason's risk assessment regarding her safety. The harrowing experience of watching Carly struggle for survival after inadvertently consuming polonium-laced champagne intended for Jack Brennan has left psychological scars on the normally unflappable enforcer. The image of Carly nearly flatlined, fighting for each breath, replays in his mind with torturous clarity. This traumatic near miss has intensified Jason's already formidable protective instincts toward his longtime friend and confidant. The randomness of the attack, Carly wasn't even the intended target, has heightened Jason's sense that danger lurks around every corner, particularly for those in his inner circle. Jason's concern about Carly's inherent recklessness compounds his anxiety about her safety. Throughout her years in Port Charles, Carly has demonstrated a consistent pattern of impulsive decision-making and emotional reactions that frequently place her in harm's way. This characteristic boldness, a quality Jason simultaneously admires and fears, has landed her in countless dangerous situations over the years. Now, with the polonium poisoning serving as a stark reminder of her mortality, Jason finds himself pacing like a caged tiger, haunted by worst-case scenarios and desperate to implement preventative measures before another tragedy strikes. His steely protector persona has shifted into overdrive, driven by the terrifying realization that he came perilously close to losing one of the few people who truly understands and accepts him. The potential Carson reunion strategy represents a fascinating intersection of personal and professional concerns in Jason's worldview. While his primary motivation remains the physical safety of both Sonny and Carly, underlying emotional factors cannot be dismissed. Jason has always found stability and purpose in the triangular relationship between himself and the Carson duo. Their separation and subsequent relationship explorations with other partners have subtly disrupted the equilibrium Jason relies upon. The suggestion that they reunite, while ostensibly for security purposes, might also reflect a subconscious desire to restore the familiar dynamic that has anchored his existence for decades. This psychological dimension adds layers of complexity to Jason's motivations that even he might not fully recognize. The practical implementation of Jason's reunion plan would require delicate handling and perfect timing. Convincing both Sonny and Carly to present a united front for strategic purposes would necessitate appealing to their respective priorities: Carly's safety and well-being for Sonny, and Sonny's vulnerability and need for support for Carly. Jason would need to navigate their considerable pride and independence, framing the reunion as a temporary measure rather than an emotional reconciliation. His exceptional understanding of both parties gives him unique insight into which arguments might prove most persuasive, but even Jason's considerable influence has limits when it comes to matters of the heart. The question remains whether his besties will heed his counsel or dismiss his concerns as overprotective paranoia. The broader implications of a strategic Carson reunion would ripple throughout Port Charles, affecting numerous relationships and power dynamics. Nina Reeves would undoubtedly react strongly to Sonny's apparent reconciliation with Carly, potentially triggering a cascade of emotional responses and retaliatory actions. Jack Brennan would face professional and personal complications if Carly suddenly distanced herself in favor of a reunion with Sonny. The children of both parties would experience yet another emotional roller coaster regarding their parents' relationship status. These collateral effects must factor into Jason's calculations as he contemplates pushing for this reunion, adding further complexity to an already multifaceted situation. The poisoning incident itself deserves deeper examination as the catalyst for Jason's current anxiety. The use of polonium, a rare, highly lethal radioactive substance, indicates an adversary with significant resources and international connections. This wasn't a typical mob hit attempt, but rather a sophisticated assassination method more commonly associated with state-level actors. The fact that such an exotic and deadly weapon was deployed in Port Charles suggests an escalation in the types of threats the Corinthos organization now faces. Jason's concern isn't merely paranoia, but a rational response to an evolving danger landscape, where the rules of engagement appear to be changing dramatically. The polonium attack represents not just a near tragedy, but a paradigm shift in the security calculations Jason must make to protect those closest to him. As this dramatic situation continues to unfold in Port Charles, viewers can anticipate intense emotional confrontations, strategic maneuvering, and potentially life-altering decisions from all parties involved. Jason's protective instincts have been triggered at unprecedented levels, driving him to consider solutions that might have seemed unthinkable just weeks ago. Whether his plan to reunite Sonny and Carly succeeds or fails, the very attempt will likely catalyze significant character development and relationship evolution throughout the canvas. The polonium poisoning may have been intended for Jack Brennan, but its ripple effects could permanently alter the trajectory of Port Charles' most iconic relationships. Stay tuned to our channel for more breaking updates on this developing storyline and all the latest drama unfolding in Port Charles. Will Jason's desperate plan succeed in bringing Carson back together? Can Carly walk away from her budding romance with Jack? And how will Sonny respond to the suggestion that his health vulnerabilities necessitate a strategic reunion with his ex-wife? The answers to these burning questions promise to deliver some of the most compelling General Hospital drama we've seen in years.